Hello, everybody. Dom Santina, Matt Kosh back with you once again, not for another special podcast episode, but instead we have a little special announcement that we want to send out to everybody and let you know kind of what's been in development here with My Snocross Media for quite a while now. We got 3 big projects coming out. I know we've talked on the podcast about our Rider of the Week award and some of the things that Donks Designs and Ashley Lizzie Photography and Northern Power Race Park have stepped up to kind of help sponsor us on this year, but 3 things that have not been announced that we want to announce right now. So the first one, and this one has been a long time in the making, started all the way back last Snocross season, and it was a group. Matt was involved in this, and a couple others. We decided to come up with basically a weekly Snocross fantasy concept, and we did a little trial run last winter in kind of a secluded group. Matt, you were involved with this, and yes. So we tested it out, kind of did some research and development on it, and then I've been working all summer kind of connecting with all of the riders that will be involved from Pro Light, Pro Am Plus 30, and Pro Am Women, to make sure we have approval from them to do this. So basically, Matt will talk about it here in a little bit and how it worked, but basically it's a weekly format, or even basically a round-by-round format if you want to make it that way, but it's on our website. It's going to be at mysnocrossmedia.com. You can click the tab at the top. It takes you down there, and basically you have 10 fantasy dollars to spend. So you got to pick a Pro rider, a Pro Light rider, a Pro Plus 30 rider, and a Pro Am rider, and then you get a wild card from all the options. You get to select 5 riders, and that makes up your fantasy lineup for either the weekend or the day. If you select a lineup on Friday, one of your riders doesn't perform very well, and you want to change that on Sunday, you can do that, submit another entry, and we will tally the points for that. Matt, I know you kind of were in that subgroup, and you were talking about how you really kind of like this format.
I did, yeah. It was a lot of fun because it's strategic. You get your allocation, and you get to plan your moves with your riders as you build your team for the round. It was, like I say, the strategy part. I really enjoyed it. I'm competitive anyway, and it was fun to compete and try to make the best picks and try to build the best team, not necessarily always selecting the rider, not always necessarily the number one rider that was maybe even going to win, but trying to maximize your allocated points to gain, obviously, the most total points for your fantasy team. So it was very fun. I really enjoyed helping with the pilot, kind of doing that beta testing last season through 3 rounds, and it was a lot of fun developing and improving the product. I think people are going to be really excited to join in and play along with us. It was fun.
Yeah, and it kind of for basis of how it basically goes on the final result, but it also factors in qualifying rounds. So you want to submit your entry kind of earlier in the day, so that way you can pick up any, especially for the Pro-Am Women and Plus 30. If your rider takes home a heat race win, you get kind of a bonus point or 2 for that. All of that is explained in our rules on our website. But basically accumulates, most of your points come from the finals, but can get an LCQ or a heat race bonus. And we do, again, have a weekly, again, going on that weekly thing, all of the points will be kept from your entries by primarily me, but My Snocross Media will update standings and kind of announce weekly winners. We do have a prize available for anyone that enters, the top point getter each week. And this goes on each national Snocross round. So overall, through the whole weekend, whoever earns the most points through that national weekend will be receiving a custom designed sweatshirt from Donks Designs. We appreciate Skylar kind of stepping up. He got on board with this, really liked the idea. One thing that kind of, for those that maybe haven't seen it or don't know, if you play RM Fantasy Supercross, very similar, where you kind of select a different couple different riders and try to maximize on where they finish. So he knew that, jumped on board, and is willing to kind of give out a prize each week for those that win. So there are things at stake if you wanna play. It is free to enter. We're not charging anything. This is something that we decided that we want to give an experience that enhances Snocross and gives you something to follow along with and make it a fun experience. So no entry fee included in the Fantasy Snocross.
Yeah, it's all upside. You get to play along, have fun, be competitive, and there's potential to win prizes. So it's going to be a lot of fun this year. I'm really looking forward to it. I think anybody that joins on to play along is going to have a really good time.
Along with that, too, maybe Fantasy Snocross is not your thing. We also have added a pick the podium option. Unfortunately, if anyone wants to step up, we're looking for prizes available for this one. But if not, it's more just for fun. We will also keep a points tally for this one. But also on our website, you can go and click pick the podium. There's an option to fill out there. You can pick either the Pro Light, Pro Am Plus 30, and Pro Women podium. You can pick first, second, third, obviously, to complete your podium, and you get points associated with getting those correct. Or if you get them in the wrong order, you will still get a point total. It just won't be the most amount of points possible. You can either select one class, whether you just want to do the pro class, or if you want to do all four, you can do that as well, too. So that's another option, another fantasy game that we're really excited to kind of release and just make available to fans to join along in the Snocross action this year.
Yeah, again, another free opportunity to play along and have some fun.
Yeah. And then the final thing we're excited to unveil is I've taken on a project. It's going to be called On the Road, or On the Road Series is what we're probably going to title it. And we've had Stud Boy step up with this one, so we're really excited for this. And what it's basically... Stud Boy Traction. There you go, Matt. You're repping the sponsor right there. What we're looking to do with this one is we're going to follow along with our Michigan Snocross riders at Nationals. And it's kind of a behind-the-scenes look. We're not necessarily going to be inside the trailer, but we're just going to kind of give you an update for maybe those that don't have flow racing or don't have the time to watch the Nationals. We're going to kind of follow along and track a couple riders each weekend and just update you on how they're doing at the national level. So right now, the schedule for me to attend and kind of film some of that sessions is I'll be in Ironwood to begin the season. I'll be at Shakopee, ERX, Eagle River, and looking at, and Duluth was the last one as well, too. So,
finale.
Yep. So that will also kind of be coming out on the weeks that we do not produce a podcast. So kind of breaks it up for you there. You'll have content from My Snocross Media that will be housed solely on our YouTube channel. So make sure you go and subscribe there so that way you can stay up to date for those launches. But I think just another great opportunity to kind of focus on our Michigan riders and show you what they're doing, not only at a regional level, but also on the national level as well, too.
Yeah, it's going to be great. The exposure and the extra coverage that our riders from our series and our guys that are guys and ladies that are out competing nationally on the road, it's going to be some great exposure. I know you'll do an awesome job, Tom, capturing the interviews and little quick picks from the pits and some of the little bit of racing action. So it's going to be great. Yep.
So like we said, just wanted to jump on here real quick, kind of highlight what's coming up. Make sure if you don't already follow our social media to tune in. And we hope to see a lot of you joining in on our weekly Fantasy Snocross series, either that or Pick the Podium or both. And again, like we said, custom sweatshirt for Fantasy Snocross for each week. And if anyone wants to jump on board and partner with us in what we're trying to do here, we'd love to give out some prizes and recognize some companies as well too. So, Matt, thanks for jumping on, and I look forward to seeing you on another podcast episode, and hope to see everybody participating in our My Snocross fantasy games. Thanks, everybody.
Absolutely. Like, follow, subscribe.